crossbench panel of Senate kingmakers are with me now, ready to reveal how they'll vote on the budget's most polarising policies. Joining me at the desk, independent senators Jackie Lambie and David Pocock, One Nation Senator Malcolm Roberts, and Greens Senator and Finance spokesperson Barbara Pocock. Great to see you all. Thanks for being here. Senator Lambie, first to you. We'll get some initial thoughts. What were your overall assessment of the budget?
It's great that you're helping the vulnerable in a certain way, although we'll come back to that. But what bothers me more than anything, it's those middle income earners. They are struggling themselves, and a lot of them will just be over that threshold where they won't receive anything, and those interest rates coming up continue to go up. That's really bothering me. There is nothing for them at all. It's not like we're trying to push them further down, and therefore a further gap between the rich and the poor, and that bothers me terribly. The other thing that bothers me too is when you give rental assistance out, and I know the Greens have been calling for this, for further rental assistance, and you have you have interest rates going up, that person that's renting that house to you's also got to cover their own. I'm not sure that is going to benefit where it's meant to go. It's going to go to the homeowner, and that's what bothers me. Same with childcare. When you give extra to childcare, unless you cap the fees you are paying that they're allowed to charge you, guess what's going to happen on the 15th of June? Every childcare centre's out there going to say, we're actually putting our fees up. Okay, it's great to throw money out there, but you've got to put caps on stuff so people don't continue, so the greed doesn't go to the top.
Yep. Senator Pocock, your thoughts on the efforts tonight? You've been pushing for a JobSeeker increase across the board. They've delivered on that.
Is that what you call it?
I mean, the big takeaway is health, investment in health. Clearly, I think this is an acknowledgement that our universal healthcare system is no longer that universal. And there are so many people out there who aren't seeing their GP because they simply either can't get in or can't afford it. So great to see investment.
So you give a tick on that.
In health. When it comes to JobSeeker, $2.85 a day, it's a bit laughable, to be honest. It's embarrassing. This is something that is keeping people in poverty. This is a decision that will leave people in poverty. And we hear all this talk about getting people back into the workforce. Experts are saying that when you've got people living in poverty, it's an impediment. It's a barrier to them getting back into the workforce. So I think we missed a massive opportunity to actually lift people out of poverty and allow them to get their lives back together, get back into work.
Isn't one of the challenges, Barbara Pocock, is the inflationary environment we're in at the moment? So the government was cautious about increasing payments too much right now.
I think there are a lot of people looking to this budget hoping there would be help to let them deal better with the inflationary environment, with the cost of living crisis. And I think there's a lot of disappointment that trivial increase. I mean, $40 a fortnight is not nothing, but it's not what people need. The rental assistance rise is very small, and we've got people, it won't even touch the sides of the rental increases we're seeing in my city, in Adelaide, and across country areas as well. So a real missed opportunity to fix some of those really pressing questions at the bottom of our income scale, and a widening inequality, because there's some real benefits up the top of the income scale for people who are quite wealthy.
Malcolm Roberts, did you think the increase in the incentive for bulk billing for GPs was a good move?
Well, I think it's fundamental that people understand there's only one reason why these increases can be paid. That's the mining industry and the agricultural sector. Jim Chalmers mentioned that we can do this because of the things we export. He won't mention coal, he won't mention iron ore, he won't mention bauxite, he won't mention agricultural products. That's the only reason this budget is in surplus, and it shows yet again that the Treasury forecasts low prices, but they've been saved again by high prices. And the mining sector needs to be supported, not vilified, and what we need to do is open more coal mines instead of shutting them. So we need to build more coal-fired power stations and keep those low energy prices, because the other thing is he's raised the flag up the pole on energy prices, because he's admitted that he's failing when 2050 net zero. The UN's policy is failing us because energy prices are rising, and what we need is cheap power. Just dump the UN 2050 net zero.